Next up, Broward County. USO, Broward County Sheriff's Office. Again, another RIT team that's a hard-hitting RIT team. They do a lot of training. They really take these things seriously. Like I said, a lot of the teams that are coming out today do that same thing, which is really cool to see. Almost like a specialized niche. Again, if you look at the statistics, a majority of the firefighters who are down or who call a mayday inside of a structure are typically going to be rescued by the people who are already inside, the interior crews. Very rarely is it going to ever come down to a RIT operation. But that being said, if I go down inside of a structure, I don't want the C team to come get me. I want somebody who I've seen today putting in the work and the effort to get me out. These are the people that I want. So time started once they hit the door. We're going to get Broward back in. And they hit the course running. Another quick team. Into the up down as team 1 hits the course, team 2, 360 and utilities. So we're moving on the course. Another quick moving team. Coming into the attic prop. Rafters. Still making good time. So there is criteria that these guys are going to have to hit as they're moving up. Part of those criteria are making sure that they're sounding the floor as they exit an obstacle, sticking together as a team, making sure that they're communicating over the radio that they're encountering or clear of an obstacle with the 5th member of their team, who we don't ever see. It's somebody in that group supervisor position or IC position who's able to kind of coordinate. Into the 16-inch tube that requires them to take their packs off in order to jump in. Bumping it out. So RIT Team 1 is on the course. RIT Team 2 is staged by a window on the Alpha side. And once this team locates the downed firefighter, they're going to activate another RIT team who's going to make entry to the course. And then once they make entry to that course, they are able to regroup with RIT Team 1 and get the victim out. Now that's going to be the responsibility of RIT Team 2 over there. So speed isn't everything on these courses today, and all of the competitors doing the exact same thing. Speed is great, but you got to be accurate, and there are criteria that all of our judges are looking for. From proper radio calls to sounding the floor to staying together as a team. And as we see in a minute, once they get to the victim, proper packaging and assessment. If they miss a step of that, some of those things can be upwards of a minute or two time penalty. A strong pace set by Broward so far. Can we get them to swing the ladder over? So all of these teams have had an opportunity to run the course yesterday to practice, to kind of exercise the prop, to get their plan. It wasn't a limited time. They were limited on the amount of time that they could be on the course, but it did give them the opportunity to refresh themselves. So now they're going to have to package. So one thing that makes this unique is obviously they're running Scott in all of their SCBAs. So that's the manufacturer that they have chosen at their department. Traeger's one of our sponsors, so they provide the RIT packs. So we're working on intercompatibility, basically, of the equipment. With that being said, when it comes to RIT, everything should be as compatible as possible. That's the new standards in SCBA. In addition to that, one of the things that they'll be doing is transfilling from a Draeger RIT pack to a Draeger bottle. But in theory, that universal air connection that you're seeing the firefighter put on right now should be universal across the board, regardless of your manufacturer. So while the regulators and face masks and packs and the bottles might all be different, at least this part is consistent. But I would argue that it is in a firefighter's best interest to learn the packs of the neighboring agencies for this specific reason. You don't need to be an expert in it, but just know the basic functions. 25. Team 2 jumping onto the course right now. Still consistent with their tempo. A little bit of difficulty with that universal air connection or UAC here. But again, as we said, regardless of the manufacturer, your technique and the tools, the fittings, the connections are standardized. Team 2 almost completely in the victim room here. Tempo slowing just slightly as they try to transfill, which is going to, addressing air is going to be a critical component. And nothing else can happen until they figure out a way to do that.
No, have your camera point. Right here. Where's the victim? Right here, brother. Right here. Look. See the bottle? Right here. Okay, hold on. Oh, look. Yeah. Look at him. And he's converted? Yes, he's converted. Shannon, he's packaged? Copy. You good to go? Yes, copy. Hey, Shannon. What do you want to do? And line it up again.
We take it for granted from our vantage, but
Alright, red one, get out. Red one, head to the exit. Hey, hold up. Let him get out. Lead him forward.
cool, calm, and collected, but maybe not the pace that they're hoping for.
Okay, get the puck out, please.
He is so close on that, but he's going. There it is. They're going to have to make up some time. However, as that UAC fills, they're going to want to disconnect it. Great work by Rit, too. Coming in and working through the problem, staying calm and collected the whole time. With a good initial pace, it's amazing how when you incorporate a little bit of stress and a little bit of hypoxia, a little bit of cardio, a little bit of adrenaline, a little bit of serotonin, those fine motor skills just start to fail, and it's really easy to get frustrated. I'm doing a good job at trying to maintain their composure here as they work through what is the most difficult part of the course today. One of the more unique combinations that we've seen today, as far as the rescue Rit firefighter being on his back. Most of them have been face down, but that does allow the pack to get in the corner. And with the victim bottle being up in the air, it does allow the firefighters to manipulate it in whatever direction they want to, but it does increase the risk of snagging, which is what we're seeing right now. Tempo slowing slightly for the Fort Lauderdale team. So they have a 15-minute on-course time. And after that 15 minutes, the judges who are keeping track are going to, if it comes to it, call the 15-minute time limit. So face down isn't always a problem, but the crews are going to have to be cognizant of dislodging that victim's mask, resulting in an airway problem. So he's trying to maintain that mask seal as he pulls. All right, the judges have called time on Broward. Unfortunately, resulting in a DNF for the Broward team. But the crowd still supportive. And like we said, training, being able to.
Work. Go ahead and stand up. Let's see where we're getting caught up, okay? So, him being face down, if you think about it as a triangle, right? Absolutely. Sides. So, when y'all put him face down, loading him up in the. When you're putting him upside down, roll. You had to roll. So, when y'all went from over there to line him up, and you said line him up with the thing, great job. But catch on the fact that when you lined him up, he was already on his side. Make sense? So, wide triangle, shapes didn't line up. Good job of protecting the mask. Y'all were pretty gassed too, yeah? Yeah. Break wise, yeah. Yeah, sure. All right, so we know what to work on for next year, yeah? All right, boys. Good job. The issue is, see how you straighten them. It's not wet.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's that snaking from there to there, and you get them rolled over.
I feel like we left on the side.
Well, you did a great job also, kind of not leaning on him or standing on him, just kind of hopping over for the body control. So by straddling him, if I'm touching the bottle, then he's on his back.
They're not slow.
No, it'll give you something that.
Dude, I'm like
Perception, yeah.
No, I was all jacked up. I'm like, I didn't know.
Well, there you have it. Yeah, you definitely can't see anything. We're taking it for granted as we're watching and saying, oh, why don't you just do this? Why don't you just do that? But obviously these guys working their butts off, not being able to see, not being able to feel. That's the whole point, though. And then you're jacked up, like I said, on adrenaline and serotonin. And all of these things come into play, and you lose your fine motor skills to begin with. And now here we are. So unfortunately, Broward didn't finish. They put in a really good effort. But they did spend, I don't know, probably 2.5 minutes or so on that universal air connection. So that isn't something that is, like I said, Drager specific or Scott specific or MSA specific for that matter. The idea behind the UAC, it stands for Universal Air Connection. So we want to make sure that we're versed in being able to connect that UAC regardless of whatever pack it is that we're using. There are a couple of little differences, but all in all, the idea is that there is similarities, and it is a really good idea to get out and train with your neighboring agencies because you never know, you might be that RIT team on a mutual aid assignment. So again, strong work put in by Broward, and we'll be back with the next one in just a minute here.